What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Czerwinski Lures YouTube channel. I'm your host as always, Austin, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a basic lipless crankbait. Basically, to make a crankbait, you have to have an airbrush, you have to have a compressor, lure bodies like this. They're just going to be clear just like this. I'm going to be taking it, I'm going to be painting it, I'm going to be putting and gluing eyes onto it, and then I'm going to be dipping it into clear coat to let it dry and let that coat harden over the paint to protect it when you fish around rocks and stuff like that. Come along with me and I'll show you the way. These are called helping hands. I don't have to be using a needle nose pliers or holding it with my hand while I'm trying to airbrush. Most patterns that you do, you're going to start with a white base coat. Any color you layer on top of that is going to be more fully accentuated by the white. Not to mention, if you don't put a base coat on, it's going to look very transparent, which can be intentional in a certain way to do a bait, but today we're not going to go that route. So I'm going to start by putting some opaque white paint into my airbrush. Okay. Get just enough. I probably put a little too much in there. I'm just going to put a coat along the entire part of the bait. Top, bottom, sides, everything. Let me get a mask on really quick. If you ever do this, be sure to wear a mask. Alright, so I got the first color on. It's just going to be that white. You know, every part of it's just going to be opaque white. So now between every color that I put on, I have to heat set the paint. So typically what people use is a hair dryer, which is another thing on the list of the things I have stolen from my woman. And now for a color change on baits, I need to clean out my airbrush, because obviously if I have a certain color going through another color and they mix, it's not an intended consequence. What I need to do is just take a Q-tip and get any of the residual paint that's in the chamber here. Typically I have a little cup full of airbrush cleaner that I can dip the Q-tip into. So yeah, just dip it, get a little soaked. It's still not good to change colors yet. So a common practice I do is I like to take the needle out and I like to get that paint off of there. And so then while I have that, I use this, because basically with this needle right here, this needle goes in here and there's a little hole right there that you can see down there. And this goes through there. So I'm going to put that needle back in and you're going to see that it goes right through there. That's going to block your ability to clean out the paint. And another thing is, you see the paint gets caught within the chamber of this, so you can always clean more paint out when you put the needle back in. This gives more accessibility to clean the airbrush. You do not want to bend this needle. When you pull this back right here, it pulls that needle out. So when you press down, it lets air go, but when you go like that, it opens the needle up so paint can flow through. When you have that needle in there, if it's not going straight exactly how it should, then it's not going to go all the way to where it needs to right here. Alright, let's get this next color going. We're going to put a light gray color on the sides of the bait. Get my gray right here. Put some in here. So I'm going to start light on the sides. I'm just trying to go really light on this. I don't want to go too heavy. I'm going to be putting another color over it with a scaling pattern. So in the end, this color really won't be as visible as you think. So we got the second color on. I'm going to do my cleaning processes and I'll catch you guys back with the next color. Now here comes the fun part. We're going to add some scaling. And some basic way that I add scaling to my baits is using just a shower poof, or whatever you want to call it. Oofa or...
I don't know. You don't know? You don't know?
I'm going to have to take the bait out here off the helping hands. We're going to have to wrap it and clamp it. Now the 20 minutes that it took to put this scaling on is over, we'll get started painting. So basically all I'm going to do is just start spraying with gold over that, and then when I take it off, you're going to get a really cool reveal effect of what it looks like over this bait. Alright. Now that we have it all the gold on, we're gonna do a quick heat set with this on here. All right, we're about to get a reveal here. What you get is that scaling effect. All right, we're pretty close to home stretch. We're gonna add an aqua green or blue to the spine, the top of the bait, and then we're gonna let it kind of fade down the sides as well, because we're gonna put black on the top of the spine to accent the colors, to go from light colors to dark colors on top of the bait. So now we added that green, that aqua to the spine a little bit, and all we're gonna do is add it to the top with black, and then maybe add a little accent colors, and then we will get on to the eyes. Looking Gucci. Woo! That's a sexy looking pattern. I've literally never made that pattern before. Alright, now we just have this. So all we have to do is put on eyes and clear coat it, and you wait 24 hours, put hooks on it, and it's literally ready to go. I've never really created this pattern before. I think it looks just like a normal looking bait fish. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, but I'm gonna get to putting these eyes on. Now that we got our eyes picked out, which I chose just a general looking panfish. This is like just my general purpose eyes that have some sort of gold, green pumpkin, and yellow, that kind of thing in them. Colors that go perfectly with this, in my opinion. Depending on the pupil of the eye, sometimes I use an X-Acto knife to get it off and then push it onto there, depending on the cavity of the eye. And all you gotta do is just put super glue in there and put the eyes on. It's as simple as that. Just like that. Now let's get the other one on. Now we're at the final stage of completing the lipless crankbait. All I have to do is take the bait and dip it into this clear coat. It's an automotive clear coat called KBS Diamond Coat. It's my favorite. It's really easy. You don't have to mix any epoxies together. A lot of other clear coats you have to have a lure turner or have some epoxy or something. It's all messy. With this stuff, for most baits, you just dip it right in and dip it right out and hang it up to dry. So we're gonna do just that today. All you need is a couple paper clips, one to hang it up and one to be a drip wire. And I'll show you in a bit what a drip wire is and how important it is to getting a good bait in the end. Since we're dealing with an automotive clear coat, you don't want to be inhaling that stuff. It's really toxic fumes. In fact, I'm actually gonna get the garage door open a little bit here. A little bit of ventilation, and also be wearing a mask. And now, all we have to do is just let it drip off here, and let it drip off for 24 hours.